Another nice ruin complex in Champasak Province, southern Laos. And one of the most beautiful things about this place is that it's in, what would you call it? An ancient forest. I mean, there's trees here that have been cut off, have been cut down everywhere in the rest of the country. Some exceptions, of course, there. But here you find evidence of ruins, according to the people that know, dating back to the 7th century. They are currently in the process of excavating, researching this area. And this is done by, I think, the people from the Vat Tomo Museum or the likes. So quite an extensive area, ruined area. And one of the other specifics about this place is that it's built as one of the few, or maybe even the only, Khmer left behinds on the east bank of the Mekong. Everything else that they found so far, I believe, is on the west bank. And it looks like a lot of digging has been done here already, getting leftovers above the soil. And all joined by this beautiful piece of nature, old tree. It's just amazing, no? Magnifique. If I understood the writings about this place, this was one of the few, or one of the earlier Khmer leftovers where they found evidence that they had been playing with waters or waterworks. And although there are signs here, it says ancient irrigation remains, I have so far not been able to discover what this means, unless it's these ponds that the Khmer are famous for creating everywhere they made buildings, structures, temples, whatever you want to call them, castles. But this is as close as I get to discovering anything that resembles waterworks or irrigation or whatever. Just a pond, but I don't know what's underneath. Just wandering off the beaten path into the forest. Fantastic greenery, big old trees, birds singing. I'm not knowledgeable on birds, so I can't tell you which species this is singing in the backdrop. But if only for being out in nature, this is fantastic to have a wander around. Probably a fallen over tree that is being sawed out of the way now. And a bunch of chainsaw holders making a dime on the side. Moving on further into the premises, you get to the more impressive remains of the temple or the castle of the Tomo remains, and it's genuinely a fantastic sight. Getting to this sole remaining laterite remains of what once was probably an equally immense and amazing construction as you can find in Wat Tomo. This borders the Mekong, and this little stream down here must be a side arm of the Mekong River. As you can see down there, the laterite walls or structures continue. Immense, large. Some of the detailed carving work on the outside, so the side facing, equally so on the other side of the gate or the door on this side, on the left side. Very nice. As we can see, time has left its mark on the construction and the cracking away of stonework. At the other wall, it all looks still pretty sturdy. A little plants growing in there, but as you can see at that gate, the wall is leaning over towards the riverside. The outside of the first structure with evidence of excavation work, stuff that they dug up and put on display here, or for later collection and going to the museum probably. Some impressive carve work. Here you see another lentil. Not being cleaned yet. Lots of stuff still to be found after so many years. Just a little further down we find yet another ruin, part of the construction, and more evidence of digging around in the soil here. This we might go there a little later, but this runs all the way down to the river. And although I always love to come here, this was actually not the goal of this trip, as I was planning to see if I could find the sunken carvings in the Mekong. Here is another lentil that they probably just dug up. All to be cleaned and marked and categorized and be named, I guess. Now let's see if we can find out something down the river. This place, by the way, was researched from the sky by the LiDAR team, and probably that's the reason why they're now starting to excavate on location in order to check out what the LiDAR has found under the foliage and most likely the soil as well. But as you can see, it's all construction, all ruins. That's an interesting one. Would it have been a lingam? Probably not, it's square. And there's more laying about. Door and window frames and covers. Once again, this must have been an impressive temple or castle or whatever it was. And all this from, according to what I've read up, the 7th century or thereabouts. Amazing. Let me climb down this ramp and then have a look towards the river. Here at the river, another tributary to the Mekong, you can get a better grasp of how immense, large this construction is, or was. Run all the way from there and the walls up to the temple site where we were before. The other temple adjoining. And the wall or embankment continues all the way here. Now all been taken over or taken back by nature. As you can see, trees growing on top, through, inside, the stones, the laterite rock work. All the way around the corner here. And further down that way. Where there is embankment works that are actually also running down into the water. So that must have been done during very low tide in the dry season sometime. But let's be honest, how fantastic is this, walking through the forest and these ancient remains everywhere. Even here the laterite wall work continues, almost like a pathway towards the river. One can only wonder what this has been in those days, or meant. Here we go, look at this. Running all the way into the river. It is now, early May, so waters are pretty low. And that was the reason why I planned to come and have a gamble on finding those rocks in the Mekong. Back at the main temple site, castle site. This is a very interesting symbiosis. The wall on this part is being kept up by the tree that grew out behind it. So we can see from here, flooring, walls, and excavation works on the floor. People digging up the soil to recover long lost treasures. Stone plaques, lintels. There's also a part here outside the gates of the premises that they call the ancient road. And apparently that is a part of the ancient road that ran from, well, at least from Wat Pu, past Hong Nang Sida, Tao Tao, further down the fields. But I don't think that was the same route connecting this ancient road, as they call it, as all the others are on the west bank. And this is, as said, the east bank of the Mekong. So not comparable unless you have a boat. But the scenery here is just really amazing. These old trees, the peace and quiet, the tranquility that you find in a tropical forest. It's just crazy. Here a number of Naga statues and lingam foots. An older Naga decoration, probably aligned some staircase in the good old days, in the 7th century. Another one. Bunch of lingam foot. These obviously have been placed here at a later stage because in general they would not have been just used as a display. Another lentil or roof ornament. Weathered Nagas. I don't know what this is. And one more of those weathered Naga carvings. 5 meters away, another impressive large lingam foot. Also probably just excavated by the team. I saw on a plaque that LiDAR was researching this place way back in 23. So that must have been the time that dear Mr. Damien was still running that show. Passed away way too early. Here another Naga carving. Still proudly awaiting for their Khmer to come back. Who knows? Aligned with some. On the way back to the bike, you can obviously take the intended walking path from the ticket booth, which is equally interesting. Great stroll through the forest and the old trees. And as long as you're not here in the rainy season, the rainy season, the mosquito population isn't that bad. You know, blocks scattered around, even the red brick ones, all over the floor, but yeah, they won't hold up that long, I think. Anyway, going to see if I can find those rocks in the Mekong, and if so, I'll bring you back in. For now, cheerio, and thanks a lot for joining once again, and hasta la vista.